Pack your bags, 7 easy packing tips for travel, coming up next. Hi, my friends, it's Elizabeth with Abundant Apartment Lifestyles, and on today's episode of Pack Your Bags, baby, we are doing 7 travel tips for you to help you with your packing. We got great packing tips today. If you find this video helpful, smash that like button, dance your fingers over it, click subscribe with the bell notification, and check out our other travel series, which is in the playlist below. Okay, let's dive into tip number 1 for packing tips. The 7 easy packing tips for you to have really successful travel is going to be a laundry bag. Now, it's not quite what you think. What I typically do in my suitcase, depending on where I'm going, is packing a garbage trash bag, a plastic one. Just make sure it's not one of the scented ones for trash bags. But I use that because it's very collapsible, it's very easy, and I can put all of my dirty laundry when I'm traveling in that separate garbage bag or plastic bag within my suitcase. So when I come back from traveling and after I'm unpacking my suitcase, that I can easily take my laundry to go wash it, to get it clean, put away, and unpack after I return from travel. So it's really the reverse engineering of traveling to make sure that when I'm packing my suitcase, I'm thinking about unpacking it when I get back, although usually I don't want to leave my travel destinations after I get there, but realistically, when I come back to do laundry efficiently, having a garbage bag in my suitcase that's not one of those smelly ones, just a plain plastic one, or even like a reused shopping bag that I can put my dirty laundry in so I can easily separate my clean clothes from my dirty clothes after travel when I return from my destination. Our tip number 2 for your easy packing tips is going to be know your amenities as to where you're going. This video is sponsored by Waypoint House B&B in the beautiful Berryville, Virginia. As part of our travel series, depending on where you're located, you can go to this local travel spot if you're on the eastern seaboard and go visit for a weekend. It is fabulous and right near, only 65 miles away from DC, but in the rural section over near the Appalachian Mountains, of where you can get beautiful, relaxing scenery. But the amenity component of it, and that's your easy packing tip number 2, is know your amenities. At Waypoint House B&B in Berryville, Virginia, they do have things like keyless entry, of where being mindful of COVID and wearing masks, making sure that there's hand sanitizer. They have a ton of amazing amenities, and one of those is you can request from Waypoint House B&B to have your lunches made on a picnic lunch because, for example, and this is the example for your travel, is you can go out to local farms and pick your own fruits and vegetables. You can go hiking on the Appalachian Mountains or go to the Shenandoah National Park, which is only about 30-45 minutes away. But the amenity is you can ask for a picnic lunch. So knowing your amenities when you're traveling is going to help you with packing, so you can reverse engineer what you're going to need on your packing list and for your trip. I highly recommend Waypoint House because of the high-end luxury that they do provide. And of course, it's a beautiful bed and breakfast. And the innkeepers there, Jonathan and Rachel, are some of the most fabulous people you will meet. And there's awesome protocol in place with COVID, but they do have a backyard space with a hammock and they have a fresh garden that they use frequently within the meals, the herbs from that garden, and also a covered deck porch space for conversation if you want to have some wine at the end of the night and things like that. So tip number 1, make sure you have a laundry bag to put your dirty laundry in. After you come back, you can easily make that unpacked out of your travel suitcase. Tip number 2, know your amenities. At Waypoint Bed and Breakfast, knowing that they have keyless entry, knowing that there is an easy check-in process, knowing that they have lunches that you can add on as an extra amenity. Knowing those things before you go is going to prevent overpacking. Tip number 3 is have a packing list. If you want my packing list, let me know in the description link below if that would be helpful for you for your easy packing tips. Is having a specific one that I've used, and I've used this packing list for the past decade, literally. That means I started it when I was 15 years old. Just kidding. But I've used that to go travel internationally, to travel locally, to do day trips, to do business trips. I've used that list a lot. And so I would encourage you, have some sort of packing list on your phone or on your Google Drive documents that you can easily, you don't have to recreate the wheel, that you can just pull up this packing list. It makes packing go so much more quickly, knowing, hey, I need this, I need this, I need this, and will help you pull those items more easily. Tip number 3 for your easy packing tips is cover your shoes with plastic bags. You do not want your beautiful shoes that have been stepping in gosh knows what to be touching your unmentionables in your suitcase. put any shoes that you're packing in a plastic bag. It can be reusing a like a shopping bag, a Target bag, things like that. But put literally your shoes in there. So your shoes, the bottoms of them are disgustingly dirty and have a lot of bacteria. So it's not touching your clothes. That could be on your face and on your body. Not could be, that would be on your face and on your body. Tip number 4 for easy packing tips is using cubes or using Ziploc bags. I will link those also down below in the description link too, for you, of literally I put socks all in a Ziploc bag. I will put other undergarment items in a Ziploc bag. I will put bigger clothing items you can put in cubes, so that's all separated and segmented, but more importantly, organized. The worst thing, say you're going on a week-long trip, is have everything explode out of your suitcase. Having things in cubes or Ziploc bags will help keep your packing really well organized for you, and then that will help you not forget things too, because you'll know, oh, I need to have this many included in my packing. It will make packing go much more quickly because you can easily see through an organized system what you're going to be having and what you're going to be needing. Tip number 5 for your easy packing tips is going to be, should you bring it or buy it? Now, at Waypoint House B&B, I love Waypoint House B&B and Bed and Breakfast in Berryville, Virginia, because they're close enough of where you can purchase things or you can bring them yourself, depending on what your comfort level is. I always check that out of what's nearby where I'm going, near my destination. Is there a Walmart or a Target close by? Can I do Uber Eats easily? Do they have on apps things that can be delivered to me or that I can easily go to? Or am I going to such a place that I need to bring everything with me? Knowing what types of things you should pack is going to help, again, prevent you from overpacking or packing unnecessary junk that you don't need to have. I love, for easy packing tips, is bringing what I need, so I don't feel like I'm missing out. I'm not having FOMO on my stuff, but also not bringing too much of where it's overwhelming. I'm lugging it. It's too hard to carry my suitcase, or feeling burdened by my stuff that I brought with me that makes the trip not as enjoyable. So either bring it or buy it. We recently were going to be going to the Outer Banks pre-COVID in North Carolina, the beautiful beaches there, and we were going to buy most of our items that we had. We were going to buy all of our groceries. I was actually not even going to bring a toothbrush or toothpaste because I was going to buy it when I got down there, because we were traveling by car with dogs, and I didn't want to schlep, I didn't want to lug, I didn't want to have all this stuff. And so you can make the decision either to bring it or to buy it with you, but making that conscious choice so you're not left unprepared with your packing tips. Sounds a little weird, but follow me down this rabbit hole. I love samples. For example, on Sephora, which I will link down below, if you don't purchase your skincare and makeup from them, you might want to reevaluate it. I had never purchased from Sephora, I know, gasp, until recently, for makeup and skincare, but my wise sister, has shared with me, hey Elizabeth, go to Sephora because they send you free samples. And so I've started to save those samples of mascara, lipsticks, things like that. And I save those samples, and then I bring those samples when I travel, so I don't have to bring full size things with me, even perfumes, things like that, little small travel size ones. I'll save those. I won't use the sample when I first get them for different things. Little soap samples, little shampoo samples. I will save those and reuse those for packing. Say it's to a day trip to Waypoint House Bed and Breakfast in the beautiful Berryville, Virginia, for a local trip. I will make sure I have my samples packed, and then it prevents, again, overpacking or big, bulky, full-sized items. Those travel samples work just as well. And so I'll use mascara, and then when I'm done with that sample, I can throw it away. Or I'll use, say, a face wash, knowing that it's not going to, have an allergic reaction or irritate my skin. I'll use that as my face wash when I'm traveling, and simply throw it away when I'm done with it from travel. So I'm not taking around those full-size bottles, shampoo bottles, lotions, potions, all those things. I don't have to take around big bulky items with me, and it makes it much simpler. Our final tip is a little unconventional, but I love this tip. It's one of my favorite things. When we know, for example, we go to the Outer Banks in North Carolina every year. It's one of our favorite trips to go to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. Love it, locked. We go there every year. So I know several months before we're going, I have a little box, and in that box, I'll put items like a t-shirt. Maybe the t-shirt got a little stain on it or something like that, just a little minor stain. And I know on this vacation, the type of setting I'm gonna be doing, it's gonna be a relaxation vacation. We're gonna be on the beach a bunch of the times. I will bring that t-shirt that, say, maybe has a little stain on it, and I'll put it in a box. at the end, right before we pack, and my easy packing tip is take that box of those things that may have a little tear in them, a little stain in them, and I will use those and pack those with me. Then when I'm at my destination, I'll wear it. I'll use that t-shirt, say, as a beach cover up, for example. And then I don't need to bring it home because I'm not gonna wear it again after that. So I bring items with me to throw away. Say I have a pair of sandals, for example, that I'm just sick of, I'm tired of using them, they're pretty much worn out, I can't donate them. I will put them in my little box, and when I'm packing, I will take those with me on my trip, and then at the end of the trip, when I'm packing to go back home, I will simply throw it away. That it's served its purpose. It's just slightly not, I wouldn't use it again, but I got its purpose on the trip. And it makes for easy, light packing on the way home, because invariably when I travel, I usually purchase things to take back. Either I've gone shopping or had local foods that I want to bring home as gifts for people. We love buying local items to give as Christmas gifts or birthday gifts or anniversary gifts or things like that. I will make sure I have room in my suitcase by getting rid and throwing away of some of these items like shoes, shirts, shorts, beach cover-ups, things like that are not in pristine condition that I don't want to use anymore, but do have a little bit of life left. For example, I had a pair of sneakers. They were pretty worn out. Well, I brought those with me on a recent trip. I used them on the trip. I got the wear out of them, but I did not feel badly throwing them out because they had had their life. They had had their shelf life, so to speak, of being shoes. So have a little box that you can use that you know you'll throw it away after your trip where it's not in pristine condition. It maybe has a stain, a hole, or things like that, of where you wouldn't be embarrassed to wear it on your trip, say going to the beach or an appropriate location, a travel destination, where you could get away with having something that's not pristine condition, but throw it away when you're done, and then you don't have to pack it on the way home. I learned that trick when I was 15 years old when I went to Europe. My teacher, and I'm forgetting the teacher's name, but that teacher, that was her tip. I can envision her face in my head, had suggested that, and I thought it was such a brilliant idea, particularly going overseas, to have less stuff when packing. I like to pack as minimally as possible for travel. So if you found this video helpful, smash that like button. Make sure if you are in Virginia, Maryland, DC, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee, in driving distance of Virginia, go check out Waypoint House Bed and Breakfast. It is a fun destination to go to on your travel adventures. And part of our travel series, I love Waypoint Bed and Breakfast as a local destination. You can go for the weekend and easily book online. I will link that down below so you can book your reservations quickly, but also knowing that it's safe with COVID as well, with their safety protocols they do have in place. My friends, let's make it a powerful day. I'll see you again next time for other abundant apartment living series. Bye guys.